Don't lose your way. Your mind, we have to be as one.
Hey, what's going on YouTube? Or Storm here coming at you guys with another video today. Today we're going to be talking about the OCG ban list. So today I actually have guys you might be familiar with, which is one of my buddies, Slane Evans. Say hello to everybody.
The deck is dead.
The deck is dead.
The
deck is dead. But anyway, so the OCG in typical OCG fashion has just absolutely just demolished a deck. This happens a lot if you look at their ban list. And Zoo is just been absolutely slaughtered on their latest list. Now, obviously, their link, I believe they get links at the end of the month, if I'm not mistaken. So this is obviously subject to change, but we will see. So anyways, we're going to get to the OCG list. We're going to talk about it with Evan. So the first card it was banned is the Tyrant Neptune. Now, Evan, I think we know why this is banned because of the interaction. Because in the OCG, Norden is banned, but it's
the Lyrical
yeah,
Lucinia.
it's this card right here, a Lyrical Lucinia Independent Nightingale. So if you don't know, and this card, the Tyrant Neptune. So you don't know how these cards interact. Tyrant Neptune can be tribute summoned by attributing one monster, and it gains the attack of equal to that monster, but it also can target the monster that was used for the tribute summon and gain that effect. So it had with this card right here, Independent Nightingale, there's this interaction where if you an instant fusion for Lucinia, and then Neptune gains her effect, and Lucinia is unaffected by card effects and gains attack equal to her level. So for essentially two cards, which is instant fusion and
any way to switch Neptune.
Yeah, any way to get Leica online, you can basically tribute summon for Tyrant Neptune, and then get an 8800 Peter for basically that can burn for 5,000. Not fair by any stretch of the imagination. Like, I understand why they banned it. It's a stupid interaction. It's one of the most ridiculous combos I've seen in a long time, and I've seen a lot of dumb shit.
No,
for sure.
I just realized something. The Predaplant is the rank 3 Predaplant is a 1-card Tyrant Neptune.
Yeah, this is true because it does suck. The problem with
the
Predaplants is they suck up your normal summon, and you need your normal summon for this.
Oh yeah.
So like you can play the Predaplants, but the reason they don't see play in the OCG is because for this combo you need the normal summon. It's not fair by any stretch. Like I'm one thing to say, like I'm like, you know, that meme of Mulmurat, we're saying this is fine. Like this interaction was not fine by any stretch of the imagination. So I definitely can see why they banned it. And Barrage and Dryden go from 3 to 0. Zoo is just slaughtered absolutely.
This is like overkill. Like
yeah,
this is a pattern that the OCG has always followed, and this is overkill.
Yeah, this is what they do. Like they did with Shaddoll. They did this with Shaddolls where they like banned Construct and Winda, and I think limited Shaddoll Fusion on their first time they hit Shaddoll. This is what they do. They like slaughter decks completely between lists, and this is normal. Barrage is a dumb card, but I definitely don't think it needed to be straight up banned. Limited, yes, but banned, no. I mean, I don't know. It's a ban-worthy card, definitely, but I don't think
it's ban-worthy because doing Rat combo without like using a normal summon breaks the deck, basically.
Yeah, that's true. And then the Zodiac, and then the Dryden ban has kind of surprised me.
Dryden is definitely overkill.
Yeah, this is kind of overkill. I feel like Broad Bull is the far more powerful card, at least in my opinion. I feel like Broad Bull is the much more powerful card because it's more generic. You can make it in almost any deck. And Dryden is just like usually something you just stack on top of it because you don't want to keep your Broad Bull out. And it's a little bit more defensive. This is really overkill, honestly, but like I see what they're doing. It's definitely something that needed to be done because there's enough like videos out there because Mrs. Radiant is a card like this deck is still going to live post links for sure. So it's interesting, but definitely like overkill. This is just absolutely slaughtering the deck. Now to limited cards, we have Witch of the Black Forest, Zodiac Rapier, very odd one. I think it's gonna take a while on that one. Then we have Blackwing, Gofu, the Vague Shadow, and Interrupted Kaiju Slumber. Now I will say, Witch is new. Witch with Black Forest has received new text. We don't know what it is yet. but we still don't have Chaos Emperor dragons. There's no telling when we'll get the Serrata, to be honest. So,
free my bitch Witch.
yeah, Witch definitely is like there's no doubt Witch is still a very powerful card in today. Like, granted, she is slow, but being able to search.
But Metal Foes can abuse her.
I haven't looked at the numbers, but she can
down.
search like what 70% of the monsters in this game.
God, that's ridiculous.
It's pretty high. She can search a lot. Now she's slow, but Metal Foes are a thing, and Draconic Diagram is a card, so it's not like she's hard to trigger. So interesting to see her text, but I can guess it's going to be something along the lines of what Sangan was, and Sangan is. Outside of Metal Foes, I can't really see a play for Witch, to be honest.
Normal summon Sangan, activate Barrage.
Yeah, like the fact that Sangan can search the hand traps it can search are really powerful. You can search hand traps with both of them, but it's more than like that's basically the only thing you're really searching with a. And the thing about hand traps is that, like, I had this issue at locals with DDDs is that, yeah, you can search DD Crow, but your opponent knows you have it, so they can play around it. So it's definitely something that, like, yeah, if they know you have the hand trap, they can play a lot more carefully. So they can play around, and they know you have it. So Zodiac Rapier Limited, this is a weird one to me because it's sort of like what OCG did with Wavering Eyes, where they limited it instead of banning it like we did here.
Well, with Wavering Eyes, you can at least resolve like the other 3 effects, which are still really good. Like 3 skill is like fucking ridiculous. Like non-targeting banish is like super good. But I feel like Rat could have gone to 2 and would have like resulted in the same thing. Like putting Rat to 1 makes it just like a foolish burial that's 0. That's basically what it makes it.
Yeah, it's definitely very. It's just Konami's way of saying screw this deck, and it's pretty much just slaughtering it. And obviously, your format's going to go through a massive change anyways, with links being implemented fairly soon. So,
Infernoid Master Race.
Yeah, and it's not the thing is it's not like links aren't going to slow down the True Draco deck with Masterpiece at all. So I think that a friend of mine has been testing a variant with Card Demise, and it's one of the most disgusting decks I've ever looked at. The consistency is being able to set up Masterpiece and Domain is just nuts. But that's
what the fuck. He sets up Domain. What the shit?
Yeah, he sent me the deck list. I'll send it to you later. But anyway, Blackwing Gofu being limited.
My baby. No.
I know. Gofu's one of mine. Gofu's a card I actually absolutely love what the card does. And not because of what it does in Black Wings. I mean, Metal Foes, it was probably the best card in my list all day when I took the Gofu version of regionals. And I love the card, but with it being like a 1 card, basically any Link monster, I feel like it's not going to stay at 3. And there's not cards that generate tokens quite as quickly as Gofu does. Like there's Scapegoat. Scapegoat prevents you from summoning anything else in the turn.
Shout outs to people who bought out Scapegoat. Guys are idiots.
Yeah, with Gofu, like at least it's a common. I think I have a bunch of them, so I'm tempted to just get a whole page of Gofus for Saturday. But Interrupted Kaiju and Gofu going to 1, I'm not surprised. It's a staple in Dark Synchro. It's a very powerful card. It's amazing Link fodder because you can use tokens for links. It's probably something a lot of people were saying before it had potential to be limited, and now it's coming to fruition. It's probably a card that can't stay around at 3 in Link's format because there's too many. It generates tokens far too quickly, and it basically means you can make a Link monster with it, which is 1 card, which is really powerful and probably something Konami understands, and they're hitting it preemptively, at least in the OCG. Interrupted Kaiju Slumber is also going to 1. This is something I really want to see in the TCG for sure. I don't have a problem with Kaijus per se, but I have a problem with
I do. I fucking
hate Kaijus. Like, part of me, like, there's nothing more of a salty feeling than playing Herald or playing DDDs, and my Crystal Wing and Herald gets attributed by a Kaiju, and Kaijus are one of those things that's like, it's like there's a lot of cards in this like Yugioh. You only like it if you have it. You don't like being Kaiju. Yeah. It's not a good feeling. And
I said things about like them being necessary evils, but like if Konami just didn't make shit like Magnus or Ultimate Falcon in the first place like them, like we wouldn't have the need for them.
Well, like, the thing with Ultimate Falcon is because Skip Force is a card. It's like you don't care. It's like, go ahead, Kaiju, my Ultimate Falcon. It's just coming back next turn.
But like Ultimate Falcon can be like out of with lightning and then they just kill you through it. But like Magnus like has like an on-field effect, right? It's like a Dryden basically.
Yeah,
A Tower's Dryden is ridiculous.
yeah. But Slumber going to 1, I remember at my regional I played against like a weird Metal Foe deck, like, and the Kaijus were one of the most annoying portions of the deck because he was playing like Cyber Dragons and Galaxy Soldiers, and the list was really weird.
Ew.
Slumber is what makes them splashable. Definitely should go to 1. I feel like
When you're too poor for Monolith.
But the card is just Slumber is a card that I don't think it should have been made. It has like the Grave effect is really way too powerful. And
Kaiju should not have been designed the way they were in the first place. They should have had like some summoning restrictions at the very least.
I feel like they either should have had like with Kaiju. I feel like they should have had restrictions similar to what Santa Claus has, for example. Like if you can't get rid of it, like it lets your opponent draw or something, so you have to. They're like the definition of dirt, basically, where it's like you don't have to.
Or just take away your normal summon. Or make sure that you can't special summon anything else other than Kaiju for the rest of the turn.
Something like that. But Slumber's a card that definitely. This is probably among these changes. This is the one I want to see the most. Is that Kaiju's are fucking annoying. Yeah, I play decks that Kaiju shit on, but you know, you can't always
like, every deck gets shit on by Kaiju's, like legit. Every deck.
Yeah, Kaijus are just something that, like, I know, like, they definitely Slumber going to 1. Now to the semi-limits. Now, card that's probably gotten everyone, interested is Stratos is going to 2. I think Stratos is going to 2 in the OCG. This is crazy. Now you have to bear in mind over there, I believe, Shadow Mist is still at 1, which is just did not even talk about this. The deck was still good over there. With only 1 Shadow Mist, but Stratos is
the revival of Airblade has come.
And honestly, does this really help Heroes that much to have 1 more copy of Stratos over there when they only have 1 Shadow Mist?
I mean they have Vion and like Reborn, so yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty cool.
I think it helps them a little bit. But the reason I've always said the reason why Stratos is banned over here is because we can't have nice things in the TCG because people won't stop playing Heroes. So it's kind of the same thing with Stratos.
I mean the deck will never die.
I don't know.
It's like Blackwings.
I don't think Kevin Keyword is going to let us have Stratos back ever.
Like recently, some new guy showed up at my locals, and he just started playing Blackwings, and like he goes through Maxi like nobody's business. Like if you Maxi him, he will give you like the 15 cards for this turn. Like he doesn't care. That's actually crazy.
Yeah, with Maxi's one of those cards I feel like I need a whole video on because like I love the card to pieces, but it's one of those cards that's like. It's like I said about
you love it when you use it. You hate it.
Yeah, it's like I was saying earlier. It's like about Kaijus. You only like them when you have them. You don't like them when your opponent has them. But Armageddon Knight going to 2. I forgot this card was at 1 over there. I'm gonna be honest. Like Armageddon Knight. I believe they recently bumped Mathematician up to 3. So Armageddon Knight coming up to 2 is not a surprise. Granted, like Vion we already have cards like Vion that can send militia, so it's not like it makes that big of a difference. Fairy Tale Snow going to 2. This is kind of an odd one. I mean, Snow I feel like a card that should probably be at 1 or not at all. I feel like for how powerful it is. I don't know. What do you think?
Snow being at 2 means that it'll be like the Garnet to your Brilliant Fusion, right? Like you won't see it. Like you probably won't see it in your lawn mowing mills as much as you did when you had them at 3.
Right, that makes sense. Goya Guardian, not going to talk too much about it. Has a shitty errata in the OCG.
Goya Guardian at 2.
No, like people stop. Trust me, people weren't playing. Goya Guardian saw no play here.
Don't they have the errata?
Doesn't matter.
Don't they have the Goya errata in the OCG with like that requires an Earth Tuner? That's so gross.
Like Goya is one of those cards. Like when it first came off the list, and for a little bit after, it did see play, but it wasn't really that good. And then Stardust Charge Warrior came out.
Oh yeah, no! Oh my god!
And then Ignister coming to 2.
Soon Draco Pals. Oh baby.
Well, the thing is, on the OCG, they do have Duelist Advent. Now, granted, Magicians haven't really, and other Pendulum variants haven't really done a lot over there, even the Metal Foe versions. But
I forgot that link format was coming to the OCG.
They are getting link format, but I'm kind of curious. Like, I don't think bumping Ignister to 2 is really going to help Magicians that much because. Yes, you can. It's not like Luster's hard to. I mean, I feel like bumping Luster up would help them a little bit more. But Duelist Advent is a card. It wouldn't shock me if the deck runs around a little bit. Because Magicians can, with the new support, kind of like deal with links better than a lot of other decks can. Like, yes, you can't Pendulum 5 from the extra, but you don't really need to with the way the deck plays now. So, but Ignister
I'm
coming to
surprised I didn't
2.
hit Sanctum.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really surprised.
Ignister coming to 2 is very interesting. I like it a lot. But I don't think it's going to drastically make Draco Powell suddenly pop up again.
Brio
coming to 2 over there. Now we'll talk a little about the errata. I have it right here. So I believe it got confirmed today, if I'm not mistaken, for the
it got confirmed. I saw the card.
Yeah, so we're getting Brio in the Duelist. So if you guys are unfamiliar with its new errata, it's actually pretty dang good with its errata. It's not as good as it once was. It has a once per turn clause, and you can't bounce your own stuff, but instead you can discard any number of cards to graveyard and target that many cards you controls, turn them to the hand. I really like this effect a lot. I think the card is still good. It's definitely something you would play in Mermails, for example, for sure. And it coming to 2, I don't think is going to change much. So yeah, Tinky coming up to 2. This is like one of the things I do like about the OCG is they realize when they made a mistake and they change it right away. Like the same thing happened with when they limited Domain. They realized hitting Domain to 1 was too much, so they pumped. Same thing with Tinky. They're putting it back to 2. Do you think this means they won't hit Tinky in the TCG?
Oh no, they're hitting Tinky in the TCG. They're definitely hitting Tinky.
I know, like we were always
arguing about this. Because the deck is too new for it to like be hit in the TCG. So they're gonna be like, we're just gonna cut off consistency with Terror Top and what is it? Tinky. So you have to play like Baboon and like other shit, right?
That makes sense. I feel like the same thing's gonna happen here. I think people are thinking Zoo's gonna get slaughtered, but you have to remember they have a whole other set of support. So I feel like there's no way Konami is going to slaughter them yet. They're probably going to slaughter the whole deck.
TCG's relying on Link format to like control Zoo for them.
But it doesn't do the job fully because they created Mrs. Radiance, which I think Konami and the OCG has done internal testing and they realize, oh shit, Zoo is still pretty good under Link, so that's why they're doing this.
It's still not as bad as like Hammer Kong, Trident, Emerald, turn 1.
Isn't Hammer Kong the one that prevents you from targeting one for attacks?
Yeah,
I forget what it does.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Something like that. Brain Control coming to 2. It has a pretty crappy errata. We'll pull it up right here. So normal, it says pay 100 life points target when face up monster opponent controls be normal summoned or set. Take control of that target for the end phase. Pretty shitty. Honestly, like, why would you? Honestly, I don't even understand why you would play Brain Control over Mind Control.
Fall from grace.
There's no reason.
That's what it is.
But anyway, so Unlimited Morale Tech coming to 3. About friggin' like honestly, like I keep going like back and forth on whether in the TCG whether they should limit Scythe or Sanctum. But
Sanctum.
But you can go back and you can argue that later. Morale Tech coming to 3 probably means that, especially because you have to remember over there Barrier is still at 3 as well. So like Morale Tech coming to 3 probably just means that artifacts are going to see more play because I think with post links initially, the format's going to be very back row heavy over there. So Harpy Feather Duster will see play, and Morale
even
really
for
good.
us, when links hit, like I don't think Bear's even going to be a problem because like the game will like be slowed down at such a pace that like Barrier will like won't auto win games because like you can't flood the board with like your XZs or like your synchro monsters.
That's true. I still think the card is like I still think Barrier is not like a very powerful card.
Unfair. It's definitely very unfair and very unbalanced.
In a Link, my theory on the whole Link thing in general is that there's only going to take a couple. We only needed 2 sets to get a really good Pendulum archetype. Granted, I know Glees don't play like a traditional Pendulum deck because it's more like a modernized Tribute Stun deck. But
Skill Drain. Skill Drain.
Ugh, don't remind me of that deck. Magician of Faith coming to 3. I didn't realize it wasn't 3 already. I don't know why it was on the ban list in the first place. Over there.
Recycling Pot of Greed.
And then Deity Lamia coming to 3. This is again...
My Anaconda don't want none.
This is again Konami realizing that they made a mistake. And unlike the TCG where they leave decks on the ban list forever, on the OCG, when they realize they make a mistake with a deck, they bump it up on the next couple lists. It's the same thing. They realized that DDDs weren't going to really do anything anyways in their formats. They went ahead and just put Lamia to 3. The important thing to remember is this is also probably to help them sell their new the new executive cards
as
well.
It's to help sell what is it? their new set.
Their V Jump promo, because over there I think Genghis is X Genghis is a V Jump promo, so it helps to sell the V Jump, helps to push the deck with the new cards in Code of the Duelist.
Oh,
so
Code of the Duelist, yeah. Vice Typhon or something.
No, the other executives like X Genghis and X Alex, X Caesar and X Gang are the main ones, but there's like
everything
other
about
ones.
Genghis sucks. Like legit, everything about Genghis sucks ass. So much ass.
Well, I like the new cards, but I feel like the only one is going to be in my extra deck if I even have room is Executive Genghis. That's it. None of the other ones. Like I'm not saying they're bad, but they're just, especially with links, they're not worth extra deck space. But that's a discussion. But anyway, Evan, what are your full thoughts on this ban list? Was it the right move? Was it too much?
It was so fucking much more than what I expected. Holy shit. Barrage could have been like at 3 and Rat could have been to 2 and like the deck would have been like livable. Like at least livable. Oh wait, no. I know why they put Rat to 1. Because if you have Barrage and Rat, even with 2 Rat, you can still do like Emerald loops. Because you'll just loop back your Rat and then use your XEs to like special Rat. Okay, so now I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Now it makes sense. Armor Knight should be at 3. There's really no reason why it shouldn't be. I feel like Snow should be like a card that's at 1, just because like it's not once per turn, man. Like holy shit.
That's one of the things I didn't realize about the card. I'm like, oh, I can just search DD Crow, and if they try to chain DD, oh wait, it's not. Why can you use that card multiple times in a turn? It's just one.
Very dumb.
It's really ridiculous. Like yes, it.
Yeah, with Luster at 1, Ignition should be at 3. Even though he's like a super blowout card, he's not even that good in links format. Konami, what you do. Goyo should be at 3. No one's gonna play with Dorada. Nobody. No one. Kaiju Silver should be, yeah. I agree with 1.
Yeah, I think it's overall, it's pretty, I don't know if we should expect, I feel like the funniest thing when I saw the list was Tyrant Neptune, but I understand why they did it. Because when I watched the replay, I was like, wait, I can summon an 8k monster and burn my opponent for 5,000 turn 1.
I feel like on this list, they should have hit Sanctum or something Infernoid related, like either Vanishment or Feast.
Well, I think they also could have just, I feel like Lawn Mowing's a card that's probably going to be straight up banned over there, but like...
They don't have to hit Lawn Mowing because Ghost Dash does it for them.
Yeah, that's true. Ghost Dash... I don't know what they were... That's just... I feel like that whole card is like, warrants this discussion for how stupid it is. But anyway, so about comes the end of the video, guys. Let me know what you guys think of the OCG ban list. Are you guys happy? Which one of these changes would you like to see in the description box? Let me know in the comment section down below. Anyway, guys, as always, thank you guys for watching. It's Orstorm signing out.